Hi guys, good morning. So today's video, we are going to talk about the biography and the literary works of the authors from New England or America. And at the same time, at the middle of this video, we are going to talk about the 5 modern and postmodern American authors. So without any further ado, let's start a discussion. So now, the first person that we're going to talk to is Captain John Smith. He was known as a man or was a true soldier of a fortune, venturesome, resolute, self-reliant, resourceful, withal a man of great good sense, and with a grasp on circumstances which belongs to the man of power. His life since leaving his home on Lincolnshire farm at 16 years of age and had been replete with romantic adventure. He had been a soldier in the French army and had served in that of Holland. He had wandered through Italy and Greece into the countries of Eastern Europe and had lived for a year in Turkey and Tartary. So, Smith was the author of several other narrative and descriptive pamphlets in which he recounted the early history of the colonies at Plymouth on the Massachusetts Bay. Indeed, it was the redoubtable captain who first gave to the part of the country the name New England, and to the little harbor on Cape Cod. Before the coming of the Puritans, Smith had already given the name of Plymouth. In 1624, he published a general history of Virginia, a compilation edited in England from the reports of various writers. Number 2. William Strachey. William Strachey was an English writer whose works are among the primary sources of the early history of the English colonization of North America. He is best remembered today as the eyewitness reporter of the 1609 shipwreck on the uninhabited island of Bermuda, of the colonials' ship Sea Venture, which was caught in a hurricane while sailing to Virginia. His account of the incident and of the Virginia colony is thought by most Shakespearean scholars to have been a source of Shakespeare's play The Tempest. And among of his work was this vivid narrative called A True Repertory of the Wrack and Redemption of Sir Thomas Gates, Knight, upon and from the islands of the Bermudas, his coming to Virginia, and the estate of that colony, was written by William Strachey. Of those personality little is known. The tremendous picture of shipwreck and disaster is presented in a mystery style. So, number 3, George Sandys. George Sandys was an English traveler, colonist, poet, and a translator. He was known for his translations of Ovid's Metamorphoses and the Passion of Jesus, as well as his travel narratives of the Eastern Mediterranean region, which form a substantial contribution to geography and ethnology. He was born in Bishopsthorpe, the seventh and the youngest son of Edwin Sandys, Archbishop of York. George Sandys is an author of an excellent metrical translation of the first 5 books of Ovid. Its 1632 edition, featuring extensive commentaries written by Sandys, provided an allegorical reading of Ovid's text. He also began a version of Virgil's Aeneid, but never produced more than the first book. In 1636, he issued his famous paraphrase upon the Psalms and hymns dispersed throughout the Old and New Testament. He translated Christ's Passion from the Latin of Grotius, and in 1641 he brought out his last work, a paraphrase of Song of Songs. He died unmarried at Buxley near Maidstone, Kent in 1644. So now, let's go on to the number 4 person that we're going to talk to. William Bradford. William Bradford was an English Puritan separatist or separatist rather, originally from the West Riding of Yorkshire in northern England. He moved to Leiden in Holland in order to escape persecution from King James I of England, and then emigrated to the Plymouth colony on the Mayflower in 1620. He was a signatory to the Mayflower Compact and went on to serve as governor of the Plymouth colony intermittently for about 30 years between 1621 to 1657. His Journal of Plymouth Plantation covered the years from 1621 to 1646 in Plymouth. William Bradsford's most well-known work by far is Plymouth Plantation. It is the founding of the Plymouth colony and the lives of the colonists from 1621 to 1646, a detailed account of his experiences and observations. Okay, number 5. Samuel Sewall. He was a judge, a businessman, and printer in the province of Massachusetts Bay, best known for his involvement in Salem witch trials, for which he later apologized and essayed the selling of Joseph 700s, which criticized slavery. He served for many years as the Chief Justice of the Massachusetts Superior Court of Judicature. The Samuel Sewall's diary, which records the years of 1674 to 1729, is lively and engaging. Sewall fits the pattern of early New England writers we have seen in Bradford and Tyler. Born in England, Sewall was brought to the colonies at an early age. He made his home in the Boston area, where he graduated from Harvard and made a career of legal, administrative, and religious work. And Sewall was born late enough to see the change from the early strict religious life of the Puritans to the later, more worldly Yankee period of the mercantile wealth in the New England colonies. His diary, which is often compared to Samuel Pepys' English diary of the same period, records the transition. Like Pepys' diary, Sewall is a minute record of his daily life, reflecting his interest in living piously and well. He notes little purchases of sweets for a woman he was courting, and their disagreements over whether he should affect aristocratic and expensive ways such as wearing a wig and using a coach.